Hey guys, it's Evan Boris here, and I'm going to do a quick video today talking about our super secret film group. You might be familiar with the Facebook group. It's gotten really big over the last few years. It started as just me and a few friends, and now we're up to apparently over 2,100 members, which is pretty incredible. But the group's really cool. I'm super thankful for it. I think it's a core part of a lot of our film community now, and is part of where we go to learn things, to buy things, to find crew, to find events, to find Black Friday deals, to ask questions, and I think all of that is really important to our ongoing development as filmmakers. Now, the group is great, the people on it are great, but there are a lot of issues with it. A lot of them that I'm sure if you're a member you're familiar with. One of them is that it can be really hard to find stuff that you want. The search isn't great. Sometimes you search for something and you only find old posts for some reason. There's like a really random collection of stuff that'll come up and they're not in order, and the search is just bad. It can be hard to keep up with everything and to find things you're looking for because it's just this Facebook algorithm based feed. So if you ask a question and it doesn't get answered right away, it might never get answered because it'll just get buried really quickly. It's hard for people to share a lot of things because of the formatting, where like if you want to post some frames and some lighting diagrams, you just get a big wall of text and then all the pictures get sent below that. There's a whole set of issues with it. There's a lot of stuff people want to post, but it just clutters the feed, so we've had to make rules about it. And all of this comes down to just general sort of frustration with a lot of the group and wanting to make it better and make it something that everyone can get more benefit out of. So we're moving a lot of the group off of Facebook, which I know is a scary thing for a lot of people, but I firmly believe that it's going to be better. It will be a little bit of a transition for some people, but it's going to be better for everyone, and it's going to allow us to do more cool things. It's going to allow us to just help everyone a lot more. It's going to make it easier for you to engage with it. It's going to be easier for you to get questions answered, and I do think the transition is going to shrink the group down a little bit back to maybe what it was like a year ago, which honestly to me was sort of the best part of the group. So this is a transition that I think is going to have a lot of benefit for a lot of people. So the new site is called ssfg.group, and this is sort of what it looks like right now. We're working on fleshing it out and pulling in some moderators and stuff to help with the design and whatnot. And basically it is sort of like a forum, sort of like a Facebook group, so we can look at things chronologically over here. We can look at categories over here, and we can always add new categories or subcategories. And basically, the idea is that this allows us to create a place for a lot of things that didn't exist otherwise. So, we can have our general conversation threads where people can talk about whatever they were talking about before. If you have a question that you feel like maybe didn't belong in the group before, because I've had people who have said, hey, I really wanted to ask about this, but I feel like I'm not good enough to post in the group, or I'm not whatever. Like, I get that. I don't want you to feel that way, but I feel like it also maybe is helpful for us to have a category just for that. So that way it's a safe place for people to come in, ask those questions, get those questions answered, sort of thing. And share your work. One of the biggest requests that we've had on the group is a thread just for frames. So if you want to come in and just share your latest frames, pull some reference frames, get some inspiration, you can do that. If you want to share a project that you've worked on recently, you can do that. If you want to share whatever, really, there's a lot of options for that. People can comment and whatnot. They can like it. It'll be good for everyone. So we can make categories for looking for crew, selling gear, all these kinds of things. One of the other things that's nice about this is that it makes it easy to format posts in a way that's actually helpful for people. So you can do text and embed a video and then put some images and then some more text. The compression also doesn't suck, which is really nice compared to Facebook if you're sharing frames. So that's a big benefit. One of the other things that I think is really nice is that we can make the ability for people to be identified as different crew members, so we can make crew lists for different areas and stuff, which I think can be really helpful because the formatting on the old document was a little sketchy, and so this is a lot easier for us to sort of control and moderate. The search actually works, which is nice. There's some other cool stuff, like let's say if we go into share your work and I were to decide that I want to make a new thing. First it'll it'll remind you at first to think about some stuff. And then if you start making a topic that's similar to something that already exists, it'll say, hey, you should check this one out that someone posted before. So if people try to post another question about how to mount quasars, it should refer to them without them even having to search to that thread. So that's really cool, and another thing that just will help finding the information that you want go easily. So it's really cool. We can format stuff. People can share BTS. Ian already shared some of this wireless DMX setup of his, and as you can see, he can add hyperlinks and embed images and just generally make this helpful for everyone. So that's my real quick sort of plug. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, which I obviously haven't gotten into all of it, but I just wanted to sort of quickly introduce you guys to it. I think you should check it out. I'm really planning on moving a lot of stuff over there, and I think that it's going to be good. I think that you're going to like it. So you can check that out at ssfg.group. It is currently exclusive to Patreon supporters. Part of moving to this platform means that there are now much higher hard costs associated with running this than there were with just running a Facebook group. We also have to moderate and maintain this, keep it working. We have to host it. We have to do everything that we have to do, and honestly, for me at this point, part of building a valuable community is having people who are invested. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to charge you $1,000 a year for access to the group or anything, but I want it to be like the group was a year ago when everyone really cared and everyone was really good and there wasn't quite so much just sort of generic fluff going on. So currently, in order to get access to this, you have to be a Patreon supporter of $10 a month or higher, and so you also get access to everything else on Patreon that I've talked about in the past. You get access to every video I've ever made on Patreon. You get access to podcasts early. You get access to tons of stuff. So you sort of get to transfer over to our new site. You get access to a ton of stuff, and there's going to be a whole lot more stuff like that coming out, especially as the site grows and our community grows. We'll have more resources to put into developing stuff like that, so it allows me to go to talented people and say, hey, can you make a video on this for me, or whatever else it may be. So that's sort of the pitch. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm sure I'm going to get some nice haters in the comments, but this is really the plan of where I see things going. I think it's going to be good for everyone. It's going to be a little bit of a transition, and I will say that too, if you jump in on Patreon, check out the site, and just decide that it's not worth it, then I will refund you. But I will say too that this is the kind of thing that takes a couple weeks to really get up and running, and so maybe the first few weeks people are starting to engage, you watch the Patreon videos, whatever else, and I think that you'll see as we hit December and going into January, this is going to be really big, and you're going to default to going here over the Facebook group. And one other key thing is that it's really easy. It works on mobile really well. I have it saved to my homepage right now, so it's just as easy as the Facebook group. There's also an app that you can use so that you get push notifications and everything. You can still DM people. You can do basically everything you were doing on Facebook. So I highly recommend checking it out. Patreon.com/eborsier. Pledge $10 or more. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. But I think this is going to be where we're going to be, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm really excited for you guys to be a part of it and to sort of see how the community continues to grow. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.